y'all are, that's why there's so many different divisions now in the women's side compared to the men. With men, we're built a certain way, and we either can build muscle or no, size how depending
Yeah,
on
yeah.
yeah, and and with women, you're gonna have either you will be bottom heavy, you're maybe a little smaller, a little full on top.
Yeah.
You might if you look at someone like Teresa Vasic, who has you compete with her, has a killer
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Or you look at someone like Chelsea's a little bit taller, or I think Salika's also there because she got a
Yeah, yeah,
qualification.
she will be. Yeah.
And I was like I said, I was impressed with Salika. I mean, I felt it was a close battle between y'all two.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was, it was close, but at the end of the day, she took it home, and I had to get back home and do some more homework. So it is the nature of this sport. You come close and you just pick yourself up and you try again. But yeah, I think it was the best decision I made for myself was to join Dom. It's crazy. My physique now, it's not the same Tiana that was from Portugal. It's not the same Tiana from Triple Dynasty. This is completely different.
I want to make it very clear, George. We are today on your podcast. My very last message to Coach Robert Phil was, Robert, you are a fantastic coach. Whatever happened between Tiana and Robert is between them. It's not something that's gone public, and we want to keep it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, sometimes in life, relationship comes to an end. And sometimes when you do move on, it's either for the better or for the worse. Right now, I think the decision that we did make to join Best Build, Dom's team, was a very wise decision. I think for Tiana, being at her age, she's not a young girl anymore. She's 42.
Hey, man, you tell a woman's age. Women get smacked. What I'm telling you, Tina, you want to smack? I didn't see anything, Tina. I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. You want to push men?
George, we are Masters Olympians.
Yeah, it's all
It's for the girls 40 plus. So, you got to see the bottom line here. She's not getting younger. The dream, the goal, the end game is to step on the Olympia stage. And let me just say this. When Tarek El Gandhi saw Tiana in Portugal in the gym, he walked to me and said to me, "Where's your wife?" I said, "Hey, she's coming." And he said, "Why are you not on the Olympia list?" He said, "Tiana Flex, you are top 5 Mr. Olympia material." And we told him,
Trying.
being from South Africa, it's so difficult
Yeah.
not having sponsorships. For instance, this trip to Tokyo, the previous trip to Portugal, and the trip to the USA, if I have to put a dollar amount to these 3 trips, I think you'll be totally, totally shocked. For America Triple O, we had a lot of support. We had so many people that helped us to get her to that show. And then for Portugal, we also had a few. But for this show, this has been put in my hands. I had to cover everything for this trip. And I put in the Lord's hands. I said, "Lord, let your will be done." And we've made the trip, and I've been able to pay the hair, the makeup, the tan, MK for the photography. And we're blessed at this moment to be able to be here and to be able to step on the stage. But the end game is Mr. Olympia. Because once you step on that stage, you become part of a very, very elite few people that will ever get that opportunity.
Yeah, I truthfully, because I met Derek Lunsford while I was at Tampa. He was a former Mr. Olympia. He was at the Bad Rat booth, and I met Kevin Lavon. I remember him back when I used to, when I was a kid getting the bodybuilding. My brother used to get the muscle mags, and I call him. He was the Pretty Ricky of men's bodybuilding. He was. I told him. I said, Mr. Lavon, you should have been Mr. Olympia at least a couple of times in your career. He said, yeah, I should have been. But it was tough because he was up against guys like Dorian. He was up against Lee Haney. I mean, those guys
Flex
were tough.
Wheeler,
Yeah, Flex Wheeler. Those guys were
Sean
tough to
Ray.
get past. Sean Ray, Ronnie. I mean, Chris, come here. Those were because you know what, even
Monster.
though. Yeah, I was like I said, coming up, I was more than a fan of the guys a bit, but then, as I said again, Tiana and Tony, because y'all ladies, y'all are excited, Mike, because my pubescent age was coming out. When you got a son, Tony, Tony and Tiana. You know how it is when we teenagers. You hear,
Yeah,
Mom, don't come in here. I'm by myself. Don't bother me.
yeah.
Yeah. Here we got a question from my man Manuel. Shout out to Manuel. Stick it in here. Shout out. He says, question for Tiana and Tony. What is the biggest challenge you have faced as a couple in the sport? Is it the training, nutrition, or the lifestyle overall? How do you support each other doing that? That's a lot of questions.
Yeah, so to be honest, I said to somebody the other day because I'd had to go for blood work for Dom because he needed to check some levels out, and I was sitting there in front of the doctor, and he said to me, "It's important to look after your health," and I said yes, and he says no, but also your mental health, and my answer to him was the following: my support structure is unbelievable. If it wasn't for this man, um, that literally puts me in a position to be able to do what I'm doing. Um, I wouldn't be here. He takes on every ounce of responsibility when it comes to the finances. I just need to focus on getting ready for the show. If I need something, I ask for it. Um, as a couple, we love training together. I always say things feel weird if we don't train together. So it's weird for me if we don't train together. And then our lifestyle is set up around fitness because we do have the gym. Our son also trains. He'll be competing in his first show, natural show. So he's trying to do that. So our whole ecosystem is set up around fitness, and I think that makes the choices that we need to make and the lifestyle we live a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is right. You want to add
But
something?
George, I think because I'm a coach, I was Tiana's first coach, and we were together for, I would say, about a year without anybody knowing. And then when I got divorced, we were together for 1 month, and we did our first holiday together. And I remember walking on the beach, and I told my mom she's the one. My mom said
Oh.
to me, "There's people that's going to be pissed because she just got divorced." And I remember the fear to phone her dad to tell him this year on the 1st of January 2011, I wanted to ask his daughter to marry me on top of the mountain. And
Oh.
he gave me the talk of what he will do to me if I marry his daughter. And our lives started in the fitness industry, with Tiana being my client and then becoming my girlfriend and becoming a fiance and then eventually getting married a year later. And here we are now 15 years later, and we own our own very gym. And I'm still a coach. And I do online coaching, and I've got people in my gym. And for instance, I've got a client right now, Chris Boyson. This man has just lost 44 kilograms in the last 16 months with me. It's been life changing. But because I've got these people that's in my gym that's training with me, people from totally different backgrounds. I've got a man, Yanni Rousseau. He's 59 years old. He's never trained his whole life. He picked up 10, 12 kilograms of muscle. He looks like he's been training his whole life. And all of this puts our picture together in the gym. So there's not things that make it difficult because I try to eat as clean as possible because my body tells people I know what I'm doing. But when it came to the career, I think I started very late. Now, I was 26 when I walked into the gym, and it's now 20 years later. I turned 46 this year. So the last 4 years since lockdown to now, I haven't competed again. And I've realized that there's a time and a place for everything. So, do I want to get back on stage one day? Yes. But right now, I want my wife to shine. I want to support her to get to Miss Olympia. And if I have to be her support system, physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially, that is what it's going to take. So I don't think we have a particular area that we struggle in.
I think it's just challenge. Marriage is a challenge. Period. It's just, you know, to be married. It's Tony's mom one day told me, and it's something I will never forget. And it's marriage. It's a daily thing. It's a daily adjustment. It's daily work. Nobody's perfect. Some days he's got an off day and his fuse is short, and then I have to whistle a lot. And some days it turns around, and he has to look at me and go, "Oh no," So I think challenges, uh, for us personally, I don't see it any different than any other marriage out there.
Yeah.
But
I,
George, I
I
want to
get,
say this. Let me give you my 2 cents. My relationship with Tiana, we don't scream, we don't shout, we don't curse, we don't have fights like that. You know, we'll have a difference of opinion, and I'll rather keep quiet or say what I need to say, and then she'll keep quiet or she'll say exactly what she wants to say. But we don't get mean with each other. Like, I mean, I hear people how they scream and shout and curse, and I think I'm so glad that's not me.
Yeah.
well, I've seen it firsthand with my parents where they're together. Even though they're together for 55 years, even though my dad was living up in New Jersey for the last 30 of it, and she was living with us down in South Carolina. And I think I remember when mom got sick, my sister told me, she married my dad when she was 16, and she had my sister, a year later. And I remember, he died. It's been about 11 years since my father passed. And even though he came by around every now and then, and me and him, we made our peace as men, as man and son. And I remember my mom told me, my sister told me that when she started getting sick, she said because she was, even though they were very, they loved each other in a way, and they were, like I said, still legally married, even though, and
Mm.
I think it felt like she might have just maybe after he died months later, I think her heart broke a little bit because this was the first man that he gave her 7 children. There's only 4 of us living now, and they were together, because she went through a lot, my mom, and my dad came in the time, and then they were doing good for a few years, but then like any couple, they started to break apart because I think she was so
Yeah.
young when they got married. But it's good that y'all two. You should kiss that man. You should kiss that woman. All that nice stuff you talk about each other, because
No,
that's
look at, like I said, it's not always fun and games. Yeah, some days are hard. I mean, but I think that's life. I don't think it's got anything to do with the sport. I think because he understands what I'm going through when I'm in prep. For because he's been there, he's done that too. Um, like I said, I'm pretty lucky in that sense. Also, when I start prepping, everybody else sort of just close ranks around me. Tian, my son, picks up extras, does a little bit extra at the gym. Everybody sort of just, so my support structure when I'm in prep is just very positive. So I think that helps a lot. But challenges wise, like I said, I think because we all wake up at the same time. Look, it's hard to work with somebody that you stay with, right? Because there's not never a break, So even though we see each other at the gym, we don't always talk, for example, because you're constantly around each other. I mean, we open the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then normally I'll go home and get something sorted for the next day. Then he works late, but we're always in each other's space, So that is a
If you
challenge.
want to know where I am, I'm at my gym from 5 o'clock in the morning. Most of the nights I leave either 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, depending on how many videos I make for social media, because I try to post something every day. So when I get home, my wife is normally sleeping.
On the couch. I try to stay awake. It doesn't work.
Oh yeah. I never been in a relationship. I had relations, but you know, it's great when you have someone that you love and care for. And you know, folks, what
Yeah.
we're gonna do is this. If you want to, because you know this is a special trip for them, both of them. So if you follow this channel and you also watch this video, there is, their links are in the description of this live. Also, Tiana's PayPal is there. So, because
Oh, please.
yes, if you want to send a donation, it could be $10 or $20.
Yeah, yeah.
If you got, and I'm not a big fan of this guy because I know he's your third countryman. Elon Musk money, hey, you can send $1 million. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to break you. But if anybody interested in supporting both of them in their paths as bodybuilders, please, send what kind of help. But also, please don't be weird. Don't send weird stuff. I just, but what we're gonna do, folks, we're gonna jump into their social media for a bit. As you know, a while back, Tiana sent me a thing that her her
Yeah, my
her IG.
account. Yeah.
Yeah, had just started. I tell you, too, it happened to me a few years ago. I had this right now. I have two. I have two accounts. I actually had three. My first account, which I use right here on this computer, because I can get connected to it.
Yeah, yeah.
My other account was hacked, and then
Yeah.
this is my third. My third account is the All the Way George Page account. But now I got another phone. I can really get in more into my other account. But we see here she's advertised by is it called again? It's called the best built
Yeah, yeah. So that's
team.
Dom Amanda's coaching team's name.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just because I'm part of the team. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not quite sure what happened because Tony's account and our gym's account plus my account were reported as fraudulent and fake for some odd reason. So Tony managed to save his account and the gym's, but for some odd reason, Instagram felt that I'm not Tiana. So I don't know. And I just locked it out.
That don't make no sense. I mean,
Yeah, so
here is
I
the
don't.
yeah.
You don't
So
even
folks,
get any explanation. You just get that message that say you cannot appeal it anymore, and it's done. I mean, that's
that sounds ridiculous. Well,
crazy.
folks, this is if you want to check out the live is going to be by live on tvpmlm.com. That's I think it's the ones that the Tampa Bay use. I think Tim Gardner uses it for the live streams you have here. We know the list. This is an official list because there was some more ladies, but some couldn't make it. Some had to drop out because of the cost of the trip. And I think with the Tampa, they picked up two more
Yeah,
ladies from that show, but a few more ladies from that show. But the fact was that that's too soon to jump on. So we have here Mila Ash, who's already there. This lady, I don't recognize her. We have here Rashana Boswell, 2023 champion. We have here the lovely Mrs. Patty Corbett, who is one of the oldest ladies still competing in bodybuilding, almost 70. Can you believe it? I
that's
interviewed a lady a
cool.
while back who's 76 years old, and she made her pro debut at 74. Right here is Emilia Bakova, who I interviewed a while back after she turned pro. She was the first,
Yeah,
she got double pro cards at the Remaining Muscle Fest back in, I think, 2023, 2022. Here goes Tiana. She looks great. We have here Salika Gevins.
yeah,
Also, another lady I
yeah.
don't recognize.
Yeah,
Unta,
there's
Unta,
yeah,
she's
there's
from
another
Germany.
page with another few goals. I think we're at this moment we're like 13 or something like that.
Yeah,
But we'll see who shows up.
yeah. You have also Alita Oprah, Virginia Sanchez. She's one of my favorite. Tracy Smith, I think I forgot. I won't say her last name. It's a lot easier. Starchenko and Dr. Jenny Welker. And that's a good list. And also, we have some more pictures here, folks. You want to follow Tiana. As you know, not much on her,
Yeah.
because it's still, she's got to start all over again. Maybe
Yeah,
get you
I
bored.
have to start all over again. So I did request from Instagram, you have an option to get back all your content. So at this moment, I'm just waiting for them to send back some of the content. But yeah, I've been so busy trying to focus on this show that, the posts and stuff have been few, but we'll get it back up and running.
Well, like I said, it's a process. I remember when channel got hacked. I got to start all over again. I lost all
That's
the
crazy.
stuff that I took. Here is a little video from the the Portugal. Y'all ladies look lovely.
Yeah.
Alcyone. I mean,
Now,
uh,
Alcyon on that show. I mean, we always say things were close, but I think she just walked that show. I'd like to say that I battled her, but I, I don't think so. She was just
well,
on point and looking phenomenal.
I remember that was the year when she won her first Olympic qualification was at that show. She beat Anastasia Leonova. I was surprised Anastasia didn't compete this year at this show. I don't know if she competing this year at all because this show she's won twice and got Olympic qualification. Before
Yeah.
and she can't. She has issues with a visa. That's one problem why she can't make
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
shows. Yeah, and and this is a nice little suit.
Yeah.
This was yeah. Which show? Is this from? I think it was from Triple O. Or was it a?
Yeah, no, this
This
one
was for Portugal.
from Portugal, yeah.
So
Oh, Portugal.
um,
Okay.
I always want to give a big shout out to Catherine from Magic Bikinis because, not only is she a big sponsor for Tiana, but for this show, the Masters Olympia, she did something really, really, really special for us. I'm obviously the man behind the bikini. I normally choose the colors and how it's going to look, but she went out of her way and she said, Flex, this time I've actually did all the crystals myself, all the Swarovskis, and this is going to be a special one for a very special event.
Yeah, I must say, I think this is going to be my most favorite suit, but we'll share soon. She did such an amazing job on it.
So big shout out to Catherine from Magic Bikinis for always going out of her way to make Tiana look really special on stage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Well,
Tony
folks,
does all these motivational things on for the gym, which is I'm not quite sure how he does it. But then again, he's got the personality for it. I'm like you. I'm more introverted, so I like just being me. I always say if I have my husband and my son around me and I know where they are, I'm fine. I don't need
yeah,
anything
yeah. I
else.
shared some. I shared some of Tony's. This is one I recently just shared, and some of the ladies liked it because especially the bodybuilder as a competitor, you need something to give you that confidence, something to give you
Yeah,
that belief.
yeah.
Especially here for somebody who's in the sport, even though he's not a competitor per se currently, but he's been in sport a lot. So we're gonna play this one of his most recent ones, and listen to it, folks. And if it inspires you, let them know.
With you, almost isn't enough. Many people get so close to achieving their dreams and their goals. They feel like they're going to win, but in the end, they don't. They almost do, and they don't. Just, it becomes a memory, leaving you with regret of not pushing yourself. Nobody remembers the times when you were almost there, and no one talks about the stories of what you could have done. People talk about what you actually did. So in life, being the person that could have or should have, but never took that final step is what eventually catches up. And that makes you live life with regret. You got two options here. You can either go all in or throw in the towel. You can either talk about what you want to do or you can go out and do it. You can either sit back and watch someone else live the life that you dreamed of, or you can fight and you can keep on going. What are you going to choose? Are you going to truly commit to finish what you started and be remembered as somebody that became successful and saw their dreams become a reality? It's a choice. So what are you going to choose? I hope that this week you will choose the right choice and keep on working towards the dreams and goals that you have in place. Guys, have a wonderful evening. Lots of blessings for the new week ahead. And I'll catch up again with you guys tomorrow when we're at the airport on our way to Tokyo.
Well, this is very inspirational, sir, because people need that. He
Yeah.
has a lot of inspirational stuff. So, folks, so again, you can go check. Here's this a little ditty here.
To my dearest wife, you are the beating heart of our home, the love that fills my every day, and the person I am most grateful for in this world. With you, life is a beautiful journey, and every moment we share is a precious gift. Your presence in my life has brought warmth, laughter, and a deep sense of purpose. Through the highs and lows, your unwavering support has been my anchor, and your love, my sanctuary. You are not just my wife, you are my partner, my best friend, and the love of my life. To my dearest wife.
I just
George.
That's so beautiful. I'm not playing, Tony. I know I'm a clown sometimes, but I'm not playing. Even sometimes, as my other guy would say, even a clown sometimes has to cry. But that is so lovely. I mean, I've had quite a few couples on here doing this content. Both like either one's, just recently I had a talk to a guy who just him and his wife are on different times, but he just got his pro card named John for Sean. His wife is Sharon, and she got a pro card last year. He got his pro card just at Team Collegiate just about a few weeks ago, and now they're gonna make their pro debut together at the World Masters Championships in Pittsburgh. That's Gary Hewitt's show, and they are a family too. They have 3 kids and also a little grandbaby, and that's really when you see, like my man Big Keith Williams. He's going through something. Him and his wife, he's been going through something. His wife Tina's been there with him and helping him out. Shout out to my man Big Keith. I always want to give him a shout out. We talked on the phone yesterday, and I'm glad he's feeling just a bit better because it's tough. The sacrifice that you have to make, especially what bodybuilding put you through. Here we got shout out to my man Sean McMillan. He has a comment. He says this. He says, question for Tiana: who's your WBB idol? Is there anybody, not just women's bodybuilding in general, but any bodybuilder that you really are, you really admire or respect as a competitor?
Sure, that's a hard one because if I'm trying to be honest, I'm not trying to be honest, but if I have to really think about who I follow on social media, it would be our current Miss Olympia,
Andrea.
Andrea. Just for the sport, but when it comes to, for me, she carries herself well in the sport. She's and I got the opportunity to meet her. She is such a sweetheart. So yeah, I think for her, she has a kind heart, and so for me, she has a peaceful aura, if I can say it to you like that. So I think for me,
she's so humble that she did a shout out to all the people at my gym that were watching the show live in South Africa. She took the time out of her busy schedule at her show and said, Flex, bring me the camera. And she did a shout out to the people. That just shows you what type of energy she's got.
So if I have to say somebody I look up to, it will be based on character more than what they've achieved. Although she's at the top of the game, that's not why I follow her or find her inspiring. It's more just the type of person she is. That
I like this. She's my girlfriend. I'm in love with her. This was a friend of mine who runs Bad Rap. This is her brand. This is her company. She was at the Olympia 2023 when it was in Orlando, and she got me. She just sent it to me right after my birthday, and and I know I showed it to you. I still got it. It's been. I know. I'm having it and loving it. Tony, what Tony she did? She signed it. She signed it. She, because Tony don't know because he says, George, you are the best. You support means the world to me. See you soon and send you love, Andrea Shaw. I'm sorry. I'm getting emotional.
No, it is what it is. No, we met her. Well, although it was brief, but her energy is just so positive and
Whitney Jones.
Yeah,
what an amazing lady.
Yeah.
Just vibrant. Just look at what she's doing for people all around the world. With a new TV show coming up, she's got a podcast. She's got her motivational speaking going. Books. I think she's
got a clone somewhere because there's no way she can do it.
Yeah, I think Wendy. We mean Whitney Jones, the former three-time fitness
That's perfect.
Olympian.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a good thing that she finds something outside of bodybuilding. Like we recently saw Sydney Gilda has retired, and now
Yeah.
it's up for grabs. Because one person who's there that would be possible Miss Olympia if possible. I'm hoping not. That's Jessica Reyes Padilla. She was because of her being in Japan right now. There's an open shot for Olympia qualification in Texas because she usually doesn't
Yeah.
show. So that's best of luck to them. And I know she was a 2023 champion, and now it's this weekend also. Mrs. Trescott, who was the last fitness Olympia champion, is now moving over to figure, and she's possibly a contender for that title.
Yeah. She's also with I think Miss. Her Instagram handle is Miss. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah. She's also working with Dom and Amanda. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a pro debut.
Yeah,
so that's
for figure.
So that's one of your other teammates. You got Missy, you got
Yeah, it's a
Amanda,
big
you got
names.
y'all, Dom's really blowing up.
We're
He
hooked up.
he got heavy hitters.
Yeah.
I know
Wonderful.
a while back. I know Andrea went to Sydney's trainer, the producer,
Yeah.
and I think he did her really good because she lost the title to Andrea Yo at the not triple, the Rising Phoenix.
Rising Phoenix.
I'm a fan of Andrea Yo too. Sometimes we've talked on social media. I like to have her on my channel. But yeah, it's this sport. As I said again, I'm become a fan. But yes, I can't help but I'm still a muscle person.
No,
Y'all ladies
it's
excite me.
understandable. We won't blame you.
Special lady.
No,
She's
it just
won. Well, she's won hands down every single year, and I think this year's going to be no different.
Look, I think the girls are get building up to her. I mean,
She's
set a standard, and everybody's fighting to get there, and the girls are getting there. But I don't see
somebody
dethroning her
very quickly.
Yeah, because while I was in Tampa, I ran into number 3 in the world. That is Ashley Jones. And I mean,
Yeah.
I was talking to her. I said, if you ever want to come on, I'll be gentle. She's so cute, petite.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a highlight going to there and meeting
Yeah.
guys like Mr. David Lee Roth right here. The man,
Yeah, I saw your post.
the first true lead singer of Van Halen, not Sammy Hagar, not the guy from Extreme, David Lee Roth. Diamond Dave. This is a true story. I was charging my phones and stuff because I was talking to some people charging my phone. So I was going back to the booth. And I saw this older dude. I said, he's probably just some fan. And I just walked past him. So I'm sitting in the booth and I'm looking at my phone and going through stuff. I said, what? And then I pick up my head. I saw this man coming down. And then something my brain just like went into like a Rolodex or something like accessing. Looking like doing like a face recognition. Boom. That is one David Lee Roth, former lead singer of Van Halen. Jump, Run of the Devil, Hot for Teacher. And so, I stood up and said, Mr. Roth, hey, sir, I mean, I told him like this, you were the guy, Van Halen, Aerosmith, y'all were the ones that got black people into rock and roll. We were fan of rock and roll, but in that era of the 80s, when Eddie was playing synthesizer, most rockers didn't play synthesizers in their music videos and other songs. It was always guitar. And then it just because when I was a kid, used to be a show come on like late Friday night, called Friday Night Videos. They showed rock, rap, R&B, pop music, and that's when I got. And then in our area, used to play Jump. Might as well jump. It was just so exciting. I mean, I'm still. I got my Jay-Z hat on, like yeah, but it was just a bit for me. I mean, I'm hoping in the future I get to go because doing this content, I want to reach out. Like I said, this week you are because I had like last week I had a little slow bit. Some interviews dropped, some music, but I have at least 2 interviews tomorrow, maybe 1 because I don't know about the other girl. I'm waiting for me to come back, and I got at least Saturday and Sunday, and I'm already talking to ladies about some interviews next week. I think I'm gonna have a busy month, and y'all come up, because I know Tony, you already reached out to me and said, "Well, I got to go out of town. Once I come back and get things settled, and we set it up." And and also I'm working on some stuff from some clips and videos from the show, and I got to post some here and there. Also, I'm going to talk about the upcoming shows, your show, and also got to later this morning. I got to talk about the Texas Pro, and then I got to do a video for the Tupelo Pro. I mean.
So you're busy. Good.
Yeah. There's things I wish I was a younger man again. It's like,
Yeah.
George, are we going for gold this weekend? Yes. I think it's the best physique Tiana's had in a very long time. I think Dom has sort of gotten the nail on the head right now. And every time she checks in, I mean, I heard the voice note he sent to her. He said to her, Tiana, what I'm seeing is a dangerous Tiana. Once we pull that muscle out, I mean, she's shredded.
I'll pull a little AJ from the female body channel. Here we Tiana, can we get a little peek, a little suit? If not, it's cool,
Everybody's gonna wait.
Like I said, I'm not gonna do that to you because
I must say to you that I'm very excited. I said to my mom-in-law, she's just like a mother to me, and so I said to her, I am as prepared for this as I can be. I'm really happy with where I'm at. If it's good enough to win this show, great. But I know I've left no stone unturned. I think this is my best yet. So I am definitely looking forward to letting the body do what it needs to do the next 2 days. Well, tomorrow is the only day, and then we have a half of Saturday. I know there's a battle coming. There's a face-off again between me and.
I think there's going to be no walk in the park. There's 2 or 3 ladies against Tiana, and she's gonna go out and she's gonna battle for the Masters Olympia title. And I can tell you now, we have a opposing coach, Joey, and listen, I reached very deep in my pocket and I asked him, please do another session with Tiana. And she posed for an hour with him this morning. And I can tell you now that every time she poses with him, she gets better. The posing gets better. And he said to her, Tiana, you look on point. And he's a man of few words.
Also, that's good. That's good that you get into. Also, I know this. I think Hel Trevino might be there because her friend and client Suchi Butler is there. She's Japanese, so I was talking with a lady I know, Donna Jones. She's there. She says trouble translation. If you might need some help with translation like that, reach out to her and maybe talk to Suchi and see if she might want to help out. If you have some issues, y'all can get together because she's Japanese. She knows she lived there since she was a child.
Look at it. That has been a pretty battle because you're trying to speak to the people here, and they're like,
I don't understand what you say, but I want to tell you, George, what a friendly nation. They always, every single time they see you, they smile. What an amazing, from the moment we stepped in the airport, from going through border control, even the gentleman that helped us with our passport control. I looked at you and said, look how friendly these people are. When you compare it to other countries we've been to, this has been amazing.
And it's so clean here. There's not even a piece of paper in the street.
Nothing. It's the cleanest place I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean, Japan, as America and Japan have a long history, particularly a certain war that happened.
Yeah.
And and now things are kind of resolved since then. I think still little issues. I watched this movie.
Yeah, but there will always be issues. I don't think it will ever be issue free. But yeah.
America's always right now. We're in a mess. Oh my God, we're in a mess. We're gonna, but I'm not gonna get to too much details of that. But that's good that y'all have yourself, basically places like going another world. I think except again to expand bodybuilding more across the world. Like a lady Kira I talked to, she's from Singapore, and so again she got a pro card in Japan. Hideki is there because him and Iris Kyle one of the other promoters for the show. You get a chance to see Iris yet?
No, hopefully we're looking really forward to the show because we heard there's some pretty big names coming around, so that's going to be so epic.
You know, Iris was 10-time Miss Olympia.
10 times. You know, I love my girl. It's gonna
for women didn't go away. She would have kept on winning.
I feel like this is why they did it, because if this is my theory, if you didn't want her to win, you could have gave the title to Alina Popa those last couple of times, and I think we would have kept on going with Alina as Miss Olympia. But they're going to use the excuse. They're going to blame Iris. You can't blame Iris so much. You want to see, you go back and look at Kim Sabescu, that last Olympia back in '99, how big she was, and that time Iris competed. Iris wasn't even that big. It's just that they're looking for a scapegoat, and I say it's about the wins by the minute. As you know, it's my division. I love this division. It's the division I follow.
Yeah.
Let's just give a shout out to a man, the only man right now that brought female bodybuilding back, Jake Wood. He's the man. I met him. I met him in Spain. Also, I thought he's much taller than me, and he's a big man. He's wide. Yeah. And let me tell you, if it wasn't for him, ladies bodybuilding would never have come back. So a shout out to Jake Wood and his whole team, Alina Popa, and everybody that's worked so hard to make this sport possible. I don't care what you say. I know I have a beautiful wife. No, she does not look like a man. She doesn't talk like a man. She doesn't walk. She's feminine. She's soft. All that's different. She's got a little bit of muscle.
Like they go, you talk feminine, soft, and truthfully, honestly, Tony, like my other guy says, she is beautiful. And that's the thing is, y'all ladies are beautiful. You maybe not be the standard of what's considered beautiful. Like I said, being in Tampa, I'm seeing different women, from women who look just regularly work out, regular women, just everyday women, female body and level competitors, physique, bikini, wellness. There's a new division, fit model. Excuse me. I'm not a fan of it. I think I understand what the reason for it, because of one division starting to evolve. But here's the thing: I said like this: when you bring in these divisions, the divisions are going to evolve and get to that level. Like if you look at when you brought in physique, and you look at people like now, you got people like Melissa Tyke, who's going to Olympia. You have I think Chelsea Dion, she was physique, and now she's women's bodybuilding. A lady who had them a channel, Sherry Piami. Look at Ashley.
Evolve.
It's bodybuilding. You're supposed to evolve, George. You start with lightweight, middleweight, light heavyweight, then open. I started bodybuilding. My first show was a lightweight. Then I went to light heavy, and I ended up heavyweight. I know of guys today, 2025, that are still competing, and they're still in the light heavyweight class. I think if you do the sport and you train hard, you're supposed to change. There's going to be growth in all areas of your life.
And I think the thing is, if you feel like it's going too far, don't make another division. Just pull it in the current division. But sometimes, politics, BS, money talks and bullshit walks. So that's the tough part about it. But folks, we're not going to hold these lovely people too long. I know she just got back from the gym. She just finished eating. I know she wanted me to digest a little bit, relax some. They worked out. It's a long day. It's the evening time for them. It's for me is
you're about to start yours.
About to start because it's already 7 o'clock. I'm still trying to get the coal out of my eye. And, but I said, you know what? We want to set it just right. They was talking about doing 6 o'clock. I was still, I got up